Hello, welcome back to the Horror Hour. My name is Yutaka, and I'm here to bring you of my review of Netflix's season 4 You, part 1 and part 2. I'm just going to give you the overall stuff. No spoilers because, the Netflix would be after me. They might send Joe. Oh, wait. Hmm, could I fix him? Probably not. Anyways, where did we leave off? So we left with Joe Goldberg's life going literally up in flames. So he flees to Europe to escape his messy past, adopt a new identity, and of course, pursue true love because he wouldn't be Joe if he didn't. Now, Joe soon finds himself in the strange new role of reluctant detective as he discovers he may not be the only killer in London. Now his future depends on identifying and stopping who's ever targeting his new friend group of the uber wealthy socialites. So let me give you my overall thoughts of season 4. I enjoyed it. It's definitely so. Here's the dilemma. Season 1 was great, and I was like, how are you going to continue that? You've got season 2. You kind of you added some new elements, but it still kind of felt the same. Season 3, yes, we're trying to see him make this relationship work, even though he doesn't love it. And then, of course, it ends up in flames. I don't know. Season 3, not my vibe. So, season 4, I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's going to happen? And it's that reluctant role of detective that becomes quite interesting because it is honestly, I binged the first 5 episodes when they gave that to me. It was it's over the top camp when you get to meet his friend group because they are the uber elite, and so they have over the top personalities. They are just out of touch with reality, and I think the actors all do a great job. And what I love is that throughout the season, Joe is not only getting to know this friend group more, which Joe, and he loathes them to death, but also it peels back the layers of these individuals, and some of them you get to actually see are genuine individuals. Again, still out of touch, but they have redeeming qualities, and then some just do not. And I do enjoy that it's kind of like, my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to say this one, but everybody's a suspect. I mean it, seriously. One of my favorite things about this, as Joe becomes this reluctant detective, he is literally told at one point, it's the answer is truly right in front of you. And that, I'm serious. I was guessing throughout the entire time. I think the first 5 was a real fun pace. I do enjoy that we finally see Joe. He had to leave everything behind. And so he is truly trying to change for the better. And I really like to see that. And I like seeing that well, he tried. Because again, it's Joe. Um, Seeing Penn Badgley go through this kind of at times comical, seeing Joe try and piece together who is doing the killings, it's quite funny. It really is to me, and I enjoyed it. I love a good murder mystery. And again, this truly kind of flipped the script on what we're so used to because instead of Joe chasing after Marianne this entire, season, and you actually see him trying to stop this killer because inadvertently he just is always in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's the friend group that really, honestly, it's the supporting characters in this season that sell it for me because you truly get to see all these different personalities and you get to see them just unravel. And I love that. Everybody is just, they take it to an 11. They really do. And so when I say that it feels like a complete tonal shift from what you're used to in you, it's fun. It's exciting. I enjoyed it. Here's where I had some issues though in the first half. I was like, how are you going to keep this going? Because they do kind of, you start to see what's happening. You start to have a good suspect. And then it's more of how do you prove that, without incriminating yourself? And then the latter half, it takes another shift because it just truly, there's a twist and a gag and it's all right in front of you. So I was like, okay, wow. So we got to see some really great performances from Tati Gabrielle as Marianne. Seriously, one of the standouts. But also, honestly, my favorite character supporting Tilly Keeper, who plays Phoebe, is just hysterical, lovable, and truly is just like this. She just needs guidance. And she's always looking to, the wrong person, which is Joe. And I just find that hysterical. I really did. So it's so bizarre. The one thing that I didn't like, though, was his attraction to Kate. And I say that because I feel like there was not the same chemistry with Joe and Kate as there was with Joe and Love, or even Joe and Marianne. However, you soon find that a tiger's not going to change his stripes. Joe has multiple obsessions this season, like multiple. And they all kind of start to fracture. It felt like way too many storylines at a certain point. It needed some focus. I do love a good twist, but once it did that, I was just like, whoa, let's dive into this. Let's keep with this. Because then it starts to feel like things have completely changed. And then I'm also myself rethinking everything I thought about from the previous episodes. It is something else. I will say, though, that they do keep the comical aspects throughout the entire season that I don't felt were in previous seasons, like, as much. Like, there was a more serious tone, whereas this was borderline camp. So I loved that. I really did. I honestly, in this season, I wanted more of the supporting cast than I did of Joe, which is actually quite shocking. Look, I will say, season 4, it was fun. I found it more of like a dark comedy. I don't know, maybe you could look at the earlier seasons as such, but I think those were more dramatic, whereas this, I felt some of this went off the rails. And so I can, personally, for me, I enjoyed it, but I can see some people not really liking the approach season 4 takes. I could see them being like, this is not what I was expecting. I totally get that. However, for me, I had a blast. I thought it was funny. And when kills happened, I love my gore, so that's always appreciated. And I just love, I have an obsession with awful characters. And that's all this season was full of. More than the previous seasons. Very few had redeeming qualities, and that's what was so great about this season. Oh my god. Honestly. But if you were to ask me to rate it, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. Alright, so that's my review of Season 4 of You. Comment down below. Let me know, do you plan to watch Season 4? Are you excited? Are you not? If you are watching Season 4, drop your guesses below on who you think the killer might be. Mark spoilers as such because we don't want to ruin that for everybody else. But hey, if you like this review, again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and that notification bell so you're notified every time we put out new content. So until next time, guys, bye.